Clint, do you ever stop to think about the fact that, well, I don't know you well, we have met before, and I've had a chance to observe you and so forth, and you're really, in my evaluation, you're 180 degrees from the kinds of characters you normally play on the screen, these pugilistic kinds of characters. Do you stop to think about what fans think about Clint Eastwood, the man?
No, I don't think about that. I tell you, if you start thinking about, if you start worrying about all kinds of images and stuff, you get false impressions of yourself. And to me, I always believe in moving forward with whatever I'm doing, and whatever the impressions are, I only go by the response to the films in general.
But if you were going to write a profile of yourself, just a few lines about the kind of guy Clint Eastwood is, or what he feels, what he believes about life and all, what are some of the things you'd say?
Well, I'd say he's probably a very complex individual who seems like he's 180 degrees from the roles he plays, but he isn't necessarily. I have certain, I think every role you play has certain elements of you in it, and you bring, the reason you may be good at a certain type of role is because you have certain feelings that you express well. Though you may not be philosophically joined with the character, there's always a certain little element that you can place in. You find you can identify with certain characters' emotions. A good actor should be able to identify with almost anything. He should be able to use his imagination. He's playing a psychotic individual. He should be able to identify with the problems of that individual.
One of the things I think that is erroneous about you as a person, particularly, and as an actor too to some extent, is the kind of remark that I heard on Carson's show the other night. I don't know whether you heard it or not, but he was talking about Merv Griffin planning a big theme show, and he was going to have John Ehrlichman and Haldeman and Mitchell and Clint Eastwood on a panel, and they were going to discuss how to keep a straight face.
Yeah, well, Johnny,
Does that bug you, Clint?
No, not at all. That doesn't bug me because he's been on a long time, and he's struggling pretty hard for gags. Plus, I've passed on going on his show in recent years too, because I just didn't feel like the talk show circuit. It's nothing against him. I think he's a very funny man myself, but it's tough to do a show like that, and who knows, the gag might have gone over. Did it? Was it fun?
Oh yeah, they laughed.
Good.
They
well,
laughed.
And that's all that counts. That's all he's interested in. It doesn't bother me.
But there again, it was just another one of those things about the great stone-faced Clint Eastwood, you know.
Well, I have done a lot of roles like that. Certain people are very animated in certain ways, and other people aren't. I project certain things with a minimum amount of animation. If you either like that type of delivery or you don't.